humans, creators, film enthusiasts, gifters, and givers. Welcome back to Cut. It's a wrap. And we're your hosts, and we're going to take a deep dive into the human experience of Black culture, Black media, and Black thought. So spend a little time with us as we drop these jewels and you pick up these jewels because Cut is a wrap starts now.
It's a wrap. Welcome to our podcast. You see, we're trying to work. We're trying to synchronize it. We synchronize it. We supposed to do the.
All right, let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Hey, welcome. You're the teacher. Cut.
This is gonna be the blooper reel.
Welcome to Cut. It's a wrap. I'm your host. I'm one of your hosts. I am Antonia.
And I'm Amanda. And we have our guest with us today, Sheldon. And we're just here to talk about Black horror films.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. So Sheldon, before we get started, you want to introduce yourself right quick?
Yeah.
Tell the people who you are.
Sheldon J. Nicholas. I am a writer, director, and most importantly to me of all is an actor. This is my first passion.
And how long have you been in Atlanta, which is the new, I don't know if you want to tell the people where you are.
Yeah, you can.
But this is the new acting capital. So
it is, honestly.
How are you feeling about it?
Honestly, before moving here, I feel like everyone has their little hesitations and stuff like that, but I've been here since February, and I feel like this was the greatest choice I've ever done for my career. When it comes to the entertainment industry, especially I came here in October and I got a little bit of a taste of it. But when I came in February, I really got to understand why they called it Black Hollywood. You feel me? I was like, yeah, this right here, this is culture. It just consumes you, it surrounds you, and it just welcomes you. I love it.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right. This is Black Hollywood. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead, Antonia.
Because we didn't introduce you with Sisters in Production. We want to network with other Black artists here, especially people who are coming from different areas from Atlanta, because a lot of us are
transplants.
Yeah, we're all some of us transplants, so it's a good network in our community of people that's in your genre, just in your field. So it's the same as we actually is part of Young Black Filmmakers, where we are able to create a space for artists to express themselves and venture out.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to get into it. We're talking about Black horror films. And recently, the New York Times had an article about how Black horror films became a powerful cinematic genre over the years. They also discussed the timeline. They also discussed how James Baldwin, when The Exorcist came out, he said, even the devil finds work. And he was, it's related to how Black people are not finding work in Hollywood, but the devil finds work. And he also had how white horror is not the same as Black horror, that we are horrified every day in everyday living.
Yeah.
So, snap.
So, yes. So, just your take on that, or just related to James Baldwin. How has what is the difference between white horror and Black horror? Is there a difference, or
me personally, I 100% feel like there is a difference when it comes to Black horror and white horror. I feel like white horror is really ambiguous. You can't really pinpoint it, but when it comes to Black horror, there's always this element of social commentary that comes with it. You know what I mean? Even with Get Out or Us, Jordan Peele is amazing, obviously, but like I feel like black horror always has something that's relatable to that demographic, whereas like white horror could just be like a simple alien attack or like a serial killer massacring a bunch of teens or something like that. You know, it's so yeah. White horror is definitely ambiguous, but black horror always it could always touch on that social commentary with their audience, and I feel like that's what makes it such a big difference. I feel like that's what is kind of driving black horror to be this big pop phenomenon right now too, honestly, because of like the climate that we're in.
Because I watched The Exorcist when we were younger. Remember when Daddy put it on? We were young when that came on. And
we're like 5. We shouldn't be watching that. That was so wrong.
That's nightmares right there.
Exorcist, because we grew up in the church, so you talking about somebody possessing you. It was like, right? It was like, what the heck? So
I was scared to go to sleep.
But things like The Blob or I don't know, Jason. Yeah, it's like I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's like that's not my nightmare.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like we have because our experiences are different. Do you think we have the freedom to just write a Chainsaw Massacre or what's another one, or Chucky or something like that? Does all of our horror films have to be conscious?
See, that's a great question. I honestly feel like I want us to get to that point where we could like have that ambiguity with our films, like, and I feel like we are going towards that. But as of right now, I don't want to say never, but I don't see it. I don't see it that way. But also, then again, before the Get Outs and stuff like that, I wasn't really. You can't see a lane that's not like that. You don't envision in your mind until it's there. You know what I mean? So to answer your question, me personally, I don't see us doing it, but I do feel like we're on the right track to becoming filmmakers that don't have to do this whole conscious thing all the time. And I feel like it is draining too. Like that as black filmmakers, we kind of gotta we're held to this like this standard of like like what's the hidden meaning behind this film or that film. Like sometimes you want to just make a fun horror film or like a fun comedy or something like that without some sort of underlying issue,
Exactly. Something pointless, something.
Yeah. So what?
Beginning, a middle, and an end. That's it.
Something just to enjoy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What intrigues you about horror? Like, what
intrigues me about horror now is the creativity. Honestly, I want to, because I feel like everything's been done, so I want to see things reworked and remixed. So that's one thing I feel like with the horror genre, it's so easy to be corny. It's so easy to just be corny, you know what I mean? So it's like
you can easily turn a horror into a comedy.
Yeah, just like yeah. So like one thing that I love about a good horror is grounding it in realism. Like damn, like you know what I mean? Like damn, this shit kind of like ooh. Yeah.
And that's blackness. Yeah. Realism. Everything we do is real. I don't know. I don't think we can't do anything that's not authentic.
Exactly.
Even if we try to make something fun, it's still going to have that sense of realness to it because, I feel like because of our experience, we're forced to like be real with ourselves.
100%.
We're forced to like see ourselves all the time and like have that self-reflection as a whole. I'm not talking about genders or anything, but I feel like as a whole, we do have that like self-reflection when we have to be mindful.
I completely agree with that. I definitely completely. I feel like anything we do, our culture will always like bleed through, like in some facet of that. You know what I mean? So like, and that's what helps us. Like that's what kind of gives us that realistic feel to anything that we do.
The New York Times said the same thing, like how black horror, it seeks to capture all the too real fear of like walking through America in a black body. Black horror, it has to have some realism to it. So, as black people, like, what really scares us? Like, what actually scares us?
Is your phone pausing, or is that just me?
Oh, my phone, you hear me?
You're kind of breaking up a little
Yeah,
bit.
you're breaking. I didn't know that if that was just me, but you're saying some good stuff that I feel like you're breaking up.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, now as you got closer, I can hear you good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, lighting. Mm-hmm.
Right, so look, what did you miss? So, what I was saying was, the New York Times also said something about how black horror, we need to have a realism in black horror to actually have be scared when we walk out the movie theater. So, or be horrified. So, what actually scares black people? Like,
we don't want to say that on the interweb. Nothing scares.
Yeah, we fearless.
No, money scares us. Reparations scares us.
Yes, I'm so afraid of reparations.
I'm so afraid of reparations coming here. Me, oh my God!
Don't bring no reparations near me.
Up at my door,
I'm terrified.
I will freak out. Don't do it.
Stay far away from me with all that. No reparations.
Horror. Student loans, don't forgive them. Oh no, please don't do that.
So I would say, other than the obvious, being being Black in America or a person of color in America, we have our natural fears or whatever. So I don't know what don't you want to see a horror movie of if a Jordan Peele were to do it? What Jordan Peele movie do you not want him to touch? Because he already touched on like Get Out, and then he has another one called Nope. He does socially conscious, like
you would
don't touch on that, Jordan.
You went too far.
Yes.
Like it's something that he would do, or it's any movie that's like black horror. You would just walk out like, oh no, they went too far.
I feel like I've had enough of the reworking of like anything that has to do with slavery. Honestly, like that, like me, with all these movies, I just call it like trauma porn. To this point, it's just like, and it's just like, I don't want to like I've seen enough, and the crazy thing is like what I see will never touch on how much more there was that they're not showing, and I feel like when it comes to horror, like I'm good off that. Like I'm anything that's involved with slavery, just really don't sit right with me. I'll come out that theater just mad as hell, just frustrated.
Yeah, like Annabelle. Have you seen Annabelle?
Antebellum. Yeah. I
The
won't
one
spoil
with
anything for
Janelle
you,
Monáe in it, and I also didn't understand it, but it was still stuff like that. I think we need to get rid of the slave movies. Period. I think that is utopia for white people. They love slave movies, and they will keep making them. And I can't watch another one. Like I haven't watched.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last one I've seen.
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like, I guess when you say that, so I guess anything trauma based when it comes to like anything that's too severely trauma based when it comes to like, I don't want to see for black horror because it's just like, it's just I don't not really my cup of tea.
Amazon.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that because I could not think of the name of that daggone series. I heard some things from that about that thing. Like it was a chance for them to like think outside the box, but they were only giving us like you said, Sheldon, trauma porn. Like it was some crazy. I didn't watch it. I was just watching the commentaries. But it was like some craziness happening with a baby and then with another person. But it was like, and I have a problem. Even though I appreciate Lena Waithe and what she's doing in the industry, but I have a problem with some of the things that she greenlights. Like, first of all, Queen and Slim. I hated the ending. I was like, you could have made that so much better, and it's make believe. You can make believe what you want it to be. So now you have this Amazon Prime thing, and you're not. I don't feel like it's for us. So I don't know. I didn't see it, but I trust my constituents who said they seen it. So what about you? Did you see it?
I mean, I've seen it, and I feel like the first few episodes, and first of all, I think only 1 or 2 episodes were directed by Black people. The rest were like just white men, which was just like
that explains a lot.
Shit like that. Shit like that. I don't understand, yo. It's just I felt like the first few episodes they were kind of onto something, but as it went on, it was just they kind of just wanted to pile on these traumatic experiences. And there's one thing of like you trying to get an audience to kind of feel for the characters and feel for the time period, but I feel like sometimes it's kind of like overkill. You know what I mean? Like some things could be kind of insinuated and not visually represented.
Right.
So it's just like those parts I didn't really like appreciate.
Yeah. And I feel like we got to control our mental right now, especially considering what's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With us, it's not a fantasy for us. It's real life.
Exactly.
I haven't seen any of them, but I love. Some people would probably consider it horror. Some people may consider it sci-fi, but I loved Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country.
I did. I love
that. Is a good horror. That is a good horror film.
But when I look back at it, I was just like, oh man, Misha did too much in this season. Like she could have kind of splashed, she didn't have to go. Stretched it out.
Stretched it.
Yeah.
She did a whole.
She could have got 10. She could have got 10 seasons.
That one season, right? Yeah.
She could have got 10 seasons. I'd say that. Listen, Misha, if you listening, girl, you could have got 10 seasons easily. You put everything in one season. Tick could have died season 5. If you played your cards right.
But what do you think about that?
I honestly loved it. Jonathan Majors is one hell of an actor too. So like what I love most about something like that is that genre bending type of show or like film. You know what I mean? Like like you said, you don't know what it is. You don't know if it's sci-fi, horror, stuff like that. It has elements of everything, and I feel like, and they kept it fun and fresh. It wasn't anything too. Even with was it Tulsa Massacre when they revisited that, like they're not showing anything too much, but like you could feel it, but you feel it, you get the sense of it.
It was powerful, and it also went into, because we wasn't there when Tulsa Massacre when happened, but she really put in like history, like the people were fighting back, like they were. But they were fighting against everybody.
The system.
The whole system.
Yeah.
The whole system.
I honestly didn't know that was a real thing until that show.
I didn't know either.
Which is crazy.
It was a bomb. Planes, the bomb, the whole goddamn going town.
Tanks just coming through. I was like, wow. So
it was very systematic, and they need their justice too. I feel like Tulsa is afraid of reparations as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Did that show get canceled?
What?
I heard they Lovecraft Country. Like I heard they weren't renewing it for another season.
Oh yeah, it's canceled. I mean, it's not renewed.
Yeah,
because she. So Misha did a pitch to HBO for season 2, and she showed on Instagram like what her pitch was, in she just showed it to us what it was after they they denied her, and she posted it on Instagram or whatever. And I read it, and I'm just like, This is a completely different show. This is not.
Oh, really?
If you read through it, it has nothing to do with Lovecraft at all. So I see why it wasn't renewed. If
Okay,
this is
so you
the
understand.
way that you want to go. But I didn't see Lovecraft. It had nothing to do with magic and nothing to do with spells. It was
about the 13 colonies,
but it was like a major
13
colony, and then it was all divided. And then, I mean, it was good. It was a good show, but it wasn't. If
Lovecraft.
HBO is going to invest, then to
Was
me,
it going to be like an
an
anthology
investment.
type of thing? Like, was it going to be like an anthology series where like it's a whole different storyline? Like the characters are different. Like
Maybe
like American
it
Horror
could have
Story
been
type.
like how like American Horror Story. I could see that. Maybe it was about that. That would have been cool if that
Yeah.
was her pitch.
If she pitched it before, saying, "Okay, this is Lovecraft,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to go back and forth," but she
That would
didn't.
have been dope.
Yeah,
Because I want to see that series, the one that she wrote, actually.
I think that would be fair. But I was very disappointed. I was a little underwhelmed with the last episode because she did everything. Like all our questions was answered. You didn't tease us. It's like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
satisfied already. I'm done. I don't need to watch this anymore. The main
Yeah.
character is dead. Like he could have drawn that out just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Letty was getting like weaker and weaker as a black woman. She was super soft to me. I didn't like that. Like she came off as
She wasn't
strong.
Letitia motherfucking Lewis.
Yes,
She
and then
was-
at the end she became just no tick. Like it was just like girl. Then they killed the sister, and the sister, I love this. It's like you killed everybody. You killed Uncle George. What's the point? What am I watching this for?
Everybody. Yeah.
This ain't
Yes.
What's that movie? The zombie movie show that you used to watch, Amanda?
Game of Thrones.
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. This ain't The Walking Dead. Why you keep killing people? Hey.
But Game of Thrones, it definitely had the potential to be a Game of Thrones. That's how I feel.
Yes, it had that.
Yeah.
It
had the potential to be that 10 season.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm still a fan. Like you said, the ending didn't live up to par from the whole season.
But it's still great. It don't take away. It's still it was still a great season. So.
I feel like the ending it was like she kind of knew shit was gonna end. Maybe like it's just like so she just kind of wanted to get all those loose ends out of there.
Underground. Have you watched Underground? When she did that a while ago, where it was during slavery, and it was about black people, actually running away.
Was it Harriet Tubman? Was it
Harriet Tubman was there? It was Harriet Tubman. Yeah, it was Harriet Tubman. She was there. She was in there, like in maybe the last 2 or 3 episodes, and they did the whole. It was like more revolting kind of thing, like revolting.
That was a great show.
It's like rebelling, kind of, sort of, and I wouldn't consider that horror. What would I consider that horror?
Man, if it's slavery, it's horror. That's horror.
It was more revolutionized because it actually was like. But it was, It was really good. I really loved Underground.
What streaming service was that?
It was
the Amazon.
No, it was a redneck thing that I was surprised.
TCM or no WGN network.
WGN.
Yes,
I gotta look that one up.
That's the country music western channel.
Yeah. Damn. So I was surprised. That's why they probably didn't get renewed either, because first they probably thought, "Ooh, a slave show, sure." And then they realized, this ain't slavery. They killed the master. No, we ain't renewing this.
I ain't never seen no slaves in the field.
They want to see that.
That's why I was very surprised that WG picked it up. Very surprised.
I gotta check that out. Is it just one season?
It's 2 seasons. It's on Hulu.
Oh yeah, they have it on Hulu
now. But it's been 2 seasons, and the they picked it up was WG in America. So you know what that is, WGN. Anything with America in it, you know.
You know what it's hitting for.
You
Yeah.
know what it is. It's American.
It's a
It's
fact.
American television.
America.
Yeah, there you go.
America. Yeah.
That's how you say it.
That's America for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. So what I want to do, I'm going to pick some awards. We gonna have our cut is rap awards, and I'm going to challenge you to choose between the two films of which one is the best.
Okay.
Okay. Who deserves the cut is a rap award? Okay.
Okay.
So between Tales from the Hood. Have you seen Tales from the Hood? Have you seen Tales from the Hood?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm making sure. All right, Tales from the Hood and Leprechaun in the Hood.
Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Hood was actually scary. It was for me. It had a good plot twist. We don't talk about Tales from the Hood.
That ending when they were all dead, I was like,
they were already dead, and they were in hell. I said,
yeah.
what?
I like that one a lot.
That was good. Okay.
Yeah.
Another one is Ma. Have you seen Ma?
Mom?
Yeah. With is it Olivia? Not Olivia. What's the lady from The Help? What's her name? Start with the O.
Octavia.
Right, it's
Okay.
like right there. It's like right there.
Yeah. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. Ma or Get Out.
Get Out.
Okay. How about Candyman, the last one? The Candyman, Farewell to the Flesh, or Candyman, the remake? Candyman, the remake, or Get Out?
Get Out.
Tell me why. Did you like it? Why?
I like Candy. I like Candyman. Why, Sheldon? Why? I liked Candyman, but it's just like I know what Get Out represents for me personally. Like, so it's just like there's just a certain standard I have for Get Out when it comes to just kind of reinventing black horror. I feel like it gave black horror like this platform that we're able to kind of use now. You know what I mean? Like, so that's that. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like sometimes, like some black horror films, I feel like they kind of try to bite off this, like the little ambient soundtrack ish of Get Out sometimes, and I don't really like. You know what I mean? That little like creepiness, like creepy sound effects. It's just I was like, yeah. So that. Have you guys seen Master? Master with the chick, the lady from Scary Movie. It's on Amazon Prime. Masters.
Oh, with Regina Hall.
With Regina Hall. Is that? I didn't know that was a horror.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of like a revolution. First of all, I don't like. It's a trigger for me to watch things about. It sounded like black people injustice or something like that. When I was looking at like the intro, or before I even got the chance to watch it, I was I read a little snippet of it, and I was like, do I feel like being in a revolution right now? I don't. Like, I didn't know. So is it a horror film?
It's a black horror. Definitely in the black horror.
Horror. So it has some woke messages in it, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I do like Regina. I like her coming into the element of like her serious roles. I think she's starting to kind of dive into. First, she's like a comedic actor. She was that, and then she was also in another movie with Nicole Kidman. Season. It was a show. I think it was on Hulu with Nicole Kidman. I can't remember the name of it. But it was really good when all of them were kind of like in a mental state on a retreat.
and she was the
divorcee, and
And had little mental
she took
something.
away, was no makeup, no glamour.
She had the fro, right? She had the fro
She
going
had a
too.
little stale fro.
The little stale James Brown fro.
I like the growth of her, of what she's doing. But I haven't seen it, so should I see it? Well, if I scale of 1 to 10, how is it, Masters?
Damn.
Like, would you
I
give it a thumbs up?
Like I feel like this podcast of me saying it's gonna surface one day when I'm trying to work with Regina and she's gonna beat my ass. But I wasn't.
She has a sense of humor, though. She has a really great sense of humor. Was her
everybody always got receipts?
I mean, yeah, yo, we in that age, that era where that online era, you can pull anything up. But her acting is always phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like the message itself kind of fell a little flat. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really there. I feel like they were kind of trying to like imitate more than reinvent, like how a black horror styled film should be. You know what I mean? Like so that was. I'm not gonna say anything more, but like you guys should definitely watch it and see how you guys feel about it. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I would like to see. I'm curious to know who was the director and the writer on that. Like, who does it feel like it had black people in the air, in the field of that, or it was in control of it, or was it because white people, when they find something that we do well or something that gets money, like Get Out, they're like, okay, black people like horror, let's do a horror film, and
not just horror, they like conscious horror.
Yeah.
They don't say conscious. I don't know what's the white lingo for conscious.
A feel, Yeah, they like that word. So I because once something is it's a vibe or it's making money, they take it and they run with it. So I'm curious to know who was behind the scenes with that and why it fell flat. Interesting. What about Get Out or Us?
Get Out.
Get Out is still winning.
Get Out is still winning.
What did you think about Us?
I feel like I had some expectations. I've only watched it once though, and that's my problem. I feel like especially appeal movie, you need to like. It's like when you listen to an album, you can't get your first take on it off one listen. So like I feel like with Us, I watched it once, and I was like, all right. This is how I feel about it. But like I feel I liked it. Obviously, like I'm really big on full circle moments, especially when like you in the beginning you find out that the little girl from the beginning is the little girl from the end, and that was mind blowing for me. But I feel the only reason I'm choosing Get Out is because of that staple in my personal experience, like how I feel about it. It's nothing to take away from the other films. It's just how I feel about Get Out itself. So don't think like I'm saying Candyman or Us were bad. It's just like I kind of hold Get Out to like a higher like. Stop putting Get Out up against the other films.
I'm trying. Okay, because keep winning.
No, whatever you say, Get Out is going to be his film. Okay.
Yeah, like this is like the finals. You know what I mean? After that one wins, you got to put somebody else in there and might be a little stronger, and it's still winning. So okay, I got you. So they win.
To Sheldon, Get Out is Jordan, or is it Jordan?
Yeah,
I'm trying to
Kobe.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, he's Kobe. So all right, let's scratch that. So how about and I liked Us, but Us gave me nightmares.
Really?
Us was heavy. Like I felt like it was too heavy for me to like see. Like I was like, I can't see this film. It's something about it feels like it's more than what it is. I don't feel like searching for it. So really? I'm going to bed. I was in a movie theater and I just like literally checked out
Mm-hmm.
because
Really?
it was just too much. I felt like it was too heavy.
It was
That's
for
interesting.
you.
You guys have high hopes for Nope? Huh?
Um, I don't. I mean, my
Really?
expectations are not high because I don't want to be disappointed. I'm at
Mm.
a place, I'm like, okay, I'll see it because I do want to support, but I'm not at a level like, I know it's going to be bomb. Nah. First of all, it's not giving a lot of information in the, I don't see a lot of information. And
Yeah.
or the trailer is not really giving me anything. It's not really, or even reading the trailer or talking about it. It's still a little sketchy. You know what I mean? So what is it? What are you trying to hide? I mean, it's no specific premise.
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
But if you look back, I feel like the trailers for Get Out were that kind in that same vein. It wasn't until Us that he kind of started divulging a little more information. But like Get Out was really like minimal info. I feel like it got so popular because of word of mouth after it. Like a lot of people saw it.
I definitely agree because I really don't remember the trailer or commercial for Get Out at
Yeah.
all.
But you
There's
understood
something
that this man
about
is coming from a
that.
white place and he may die.
You get it.
He's
You
dating a
get
white
it.
girl.
It's something about this ain't right. And even
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
the first scene, I remember everybody just knowing when Lakeith was on his phone and he in like a nice little neighborhood and somebody, like you already get that feeling like something.
Yeah.
Yeah, them in the water ain't clean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mm.
But nope, I'm not getting a lot of. I don't know. I will still watch it because yes, it's us. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a chance, but maybe that's the intentions for us to like be curious about it and then watch it on our own. Maybe
Yeah.
he don't want to tell the masses what he really want to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, what if it's like
Yeah.
something telling us that y'all go ahead and buy some guns and shoot like protect the
Subliminals
neighborhood.
right there.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know. Trying to get us a revolution. Who knows? I'm curious. I will be watching it anyway. What about? Ooh, here we go one. How about this black box and I'm gonna put a white one on here. Not a white one. That sounds
Black Box is already, I think that's because that's Leonardo DiCaprio and
no,
Cameron Diaz, right?
it's black people.
Black Box? Oh no,
Yeah,
that's The
from
Box.
Amazon. Black box on Amazon.
Oh, okay. It's a show called The Box with Cameron and
This is black box on Amazon. These black people.
Black box. Black box.
Yeah, or they have East by